Give me 1 second. All right. Hi, ladies. Hi, everybody. This is Nicole Elissa, Transformational Love Coach. I am a transformational love coach for people who are ready to attract their most ideal partner in life. So I'm excited to be with you here today. Please introduce yourself. This topic is actually really important. I'm going to be sharing some tidbits of how healing myself has helped me, and healing my love life has helped me heal all other aspects of your life. So this topic really shows to you the importance of actually healing your love life. And that is really important. So many of you who follow me on my channel, and for those of you who know, please subscribe so you can get more videos on how you can heal your love life and transform things around, know that for me, love life is the most important thing. Why? We all come into this world, like just seeking love. First of all, knowing that we're lovable, and then just wanting to share that love with others, okay? So the main thing that I actually see that is going on is that healing your love life can actually help you fix all other aspects of your life, okay? We are taught to focus on, fixing our career or business or health, and yes, but when it comes to love, it's kind of like a mystical concept. Like if it's meant to happen, it will happen. But seeing love only as a mystical thing, for me personally, I believe that it can be very kind of destructive or damaging. Why? Because it makes you feel out of control, out of your own power, okay? So when we hold those, hello there, lovely. I'm so excited to see you here. I'm sure that you're going to love this message, and please share it with your friends as well. So it is really important that you are equally as powerful in your love life that you are in other areas of your life. Today, I'm going to share with you something that is really key, and I'm going to share a little bit about my personal life as well. I've been on this healing journey of kind of like healing my gut, okay? And I'm going to show you how healing your love life can also help you heal your health. It can help you heal your finances. It can help you heal a bunch of different things. So for maybe like the last 2 years, I first had like a hormonal imbalance that showed up out of nowhere, okay, quote unquote, out of nowhere. And then like what I was first guided to do was to reduce the carbs. I was having a lot of inflammation. And now I was guided to remove all grains from my diet. So you might be wondering, what does this have to do with love? Well, I'm also very intuitive, and I receive information. I was starting to really pick up on the energy of like leaky gut, leaky boundaries. I had leaky boundaries, okay? I had this desire in me to kind of please. I wanted to be liked. How many of you can relate to this? Because I grew up in an environment where I didn't feel like I was lovable. I was unlovable for who I was, and I needed to do things to get love, okay? So you see how it's like I needed to prove myself. I needed to kind of impress. I felt like there was something wrong with me, and if I didn't show up in a way that other people wanted me to show up, I wasn't really lovable. My energy was really connected to the opinion of others. I'm really powerful, so are you. And things would just naturally come really easy to me. And I could see how that would upset other people. So people like my parents or my loved ones or my friends. So I always was kind of like dimming my own light, my shining energy, because I was not feeling like I didn't want other people to feel bad. I wanted to get their love, okay? So when I first started this whole thing with the hormonal imbalance, I was giving a lot of, I went with a naturopath doctor, etc. I was giving a lot of different things. But the thing is that, yes, I was following all the nutritional aspects of it. Now, I had to be brave enough to start to address what were the emotional causes that created the hormonal imbalance in the first place. Why was I being unbalanced? Why was I giving more to others than I was giving to myself? See, I used to be a very, very, very confident person. And then one thing happened. My dad died several years ago. And then from that place, I started to feel imbalanced. Why? Because I didn't feel like I had the support of other people. People were criticizing me. They weren't really supporting my shine. Okay. So they were judging me a lot, and I felt like I kind of had to please. So when my power and what I was creating became so big, it evoked this sort of sense of fear within me. I was like, whoo, if I step into this level of power and confidence, feminine confidence of just attracting the things that I want with ease, I might not be loved by my family members or people around me or friends. They might be jealous of me. People will not accept me. Okay. So it became too scary because I already had an experience of losing my dad. And basically my whole body started to kind of shift and change. And it reacted to that fear of like losing people in a really strong way. And it made me kind of go internally in a survival energy. And I kind of started to lose my power. Why? Because all my life, whenever I was showing up in my power and my confidence and my radiance and my deservedness and my worthiness, I had people who opposed it. They were judging me. They were fearful of it. They were jealous of it. Okay, so that created this whole fear thing where it's like, I don't understand the people that are supposed to love me. Why are they responding to me that way? It was creating a lot of inner chaos. Okay, and I started to sort of lose my sense of power because I was letting other people dim my own light. Let me know if this is actually making sense to you, because I don't think I've ever actually really fully shared this in great detail. But we all have our stories, right? That makes us feel kind of like inadequate or fearful of receiving or having love or just showing up in our lives. So what we do is that we shrink, we dim ourselves, we don't let ourselves really be seen for who we are. And I'm grateful that you're saying that it's making sense. So here's the thing. Yes. Even though I've been on this thing, healing the hormonal imbalance for like 2 years, I know I'm like on the last piece of it where I'm just healing the digestive tract, etc., the gut area. Thankful, like I'm so grateful. The other thing that I was doing is also actually doing healing work on my body, on my chakras or different places, because I needed to have the guts, to face the cause. What was actually creating all of this sort of pain energy within me, and I had to release it. So I wanted to share this video with you because what we are being sold a lot of the times is to just heal the symptom, right? We might look at healing our health. We might look at healing other aspects of our life, or career or money. But have we asked ourselves, where does this come from? Where does this insecurity come from? Where does this maybe lack come from? Like you might have all the money, but you're seeing lack in your relationships, right? So, oh wow. Well, I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so much. I might need to turn on the light. I think I need to turn on the light because it looks darker than it really is. But please let me know if this is resonating and if you want me to be more clear about this. This is really interesting, okay? Have you asked yourself, where does it all come from, okay? You might receive a response. You'd be like, oh, like life isn't easy or I'm not supported. Yes, but do you want to leave that as the status quo, okay? So a lot of people, what they do is they're like, oh, I got to heal my finances even more. I got to open up to 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, I don't know, or I got to work on my health. Like, I'll give you an example. Many times I've attracted people who are trying to lose weight, but they keep on the weight. And what we realized is that they have a fear of intimacy. They have a fear of opening up and letting somebody really love them, okay? So when you have the guts to actually heal not just the symptoms, but the cause of what is actually keeping you stuck or where you don't want to go, it's keeping you from your next level, you have to address it. That's why it's really important to heal your love life. A lot of people focus on the mind only. They're like, oh, it's just affirmations. Normally when somebody tells me like it's just affirmations, I would never, never, never just say something like that, because let's think about it for a second. How big are you? You're not just a body. You're not a person. Like you're not just a person. your soul, your spirit, whoever you want to call it, right? And you have so many ebbs and flows of energy. You are not just your mind. So what I have seen, for example, I had to heal my gut, which is considered to be another brain. So you see what I mean? We store feelings and emotions at a level of our soul, at a level of our spirit as well. So if we want to stay there, right? Like if unconsciously, a lot of the teachings that we see out there are about just kind of being in control. I want to give you really key examples of things that I've seen in my life and why I truly do recommend that we focus big on this. Ladies, are you okay if I just turn on the light really quickly? Let me know, because it's getting really dark out of nowhere. And I'll continue in a minute because this is key. Please don't leave, okay? Just give me 1 second. Okay. So thank you so much. So you can see me better now, right? So basically, thank you so much, lovely. So this is a really key conversation, and please share me about your life, about what's currently going on in your life, because I can help you see how this can be really relevant for you. So here's what I am seeing, and it's a little bit worrisome to me, is that a lot of people are just trying to heal this symptom, okay? And there's this specific thing that I'm seeing when it comes to women, but it also can apply to men, is that there's this fear of intimacy. What does a fear of intimacy really mean? It's a fear of actually letting in somebody in your life, receiving, opening up, which are very key feminine energy principles, right? Like it's just who we are. So this applies to men too, because if you want to attract somebody, you got to learn how to receive it, right? So what happens is that there's a resistance to go inward, to really explore the feelings that are there, right? So then you just stay at the level of the symptom. What does it look like for you specifically to stay at the level of the symptom? Well, your mind will have you think or say, hey, it's not me. It's the men in my city. Dating nowadays is hard. Or the women in my city, nowadays, don't just accept men. Some of men might say something like that. And then you become discouraged. So when you start to say things like that, you start losing your power to create your reality no matter what. You're letting not just a story, but an energy come so inside of your own energy field, right? That you're letting it sit there and take its place. And it's thrown, okay? And then you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do this. I'm kind of discouraged about it. Maybe that's just how it is. Maybe love isn't for me. You see how that train of thought, starts to come up for you? So you're saying that you hate when people say that. So we got to really become aware of this, because these stories can have kind of a grip on us, okay? So for me, I had a fear of opening up, to more people, because the story that was in my mind, it was like, if I open up to more people, they're not going to like my power. They're not going to like me. I'm going to get hurt, and I didn't want to doubt myself. I was so used to putting people before me. So I've been healing this for a while now. It's just that, here's the thing. I even felt like I had healed it to a good place, but then everything became shaky when my dad died, right? And it doesn't necessarily need to be like a parent dying, but it wasn't. I don't necessarily think fully that was my dad dying. It was how people responded to me. I felt like I didn't have the support that I needed to thrive. Okay, so when you don't feel like you have the support that you need to thrive, certain things come up to women. It keeps buffering. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I'm really looking forward to see you again. And I'm going to give the opportunity to talk with me later on. So if you're interested, you can continue when you can get it when you come back. So basically, here's the fear of intimacy that I'm noticing for a lot of people. A lot of women are seeking to be in power, and they're seeking to control even inside of their relationship. This applies to men too. It's like when you are guarding your heart, even in a relationship. So what you are saying within that is that you're saying, I don't trust. Okay? I gotta wait until a person shows to me that I can trust them. So what you actually want to seek in a case like this is to learn how to trust yourself and always sort of like remain open, okay? Because when you are in your true power, you are open and you're trusting first and foremost of yourself and of the universe, okay? You're worthy of the love and you're going to get the love. Your energy needs to be open. Now that I'm finishing this process of healing my gut, I realized a couple of days ago, I was like, ooh, you know, now that I'm healing my guts, I will start to feel more in my power, more seated in my throne with my crown on. And I was like, wow, I'm feeling gutsy again. I'm feeling committed to being in my power and not care what people think. Okay, so I'm in a stage right now where I am adding so much love and strength and courage and confidence to my gut because I'm not gonna let myself be shake for anyone, right? Feminine energy is not just about being receptive and sort of being soft. It's about recognizing that we have immense power, right? That we have the power to attract things as we want. So imagine, man or woman, what it would look like for you to just be in your power to a place where you are not afraid of love, where you're not like, who knows what's going to happen? Or you're like, who knows, I'm going to give it my all, but you know what? I can't know if I'm going to attract the one, or if it's going to last a lifetime. You do have the power to say that. You do have the power to attract that. When you recognize that you are not just a person, you're a soul, your spirit, like your being is magnificent and you can say things and speak them into existence. You just have to do the work so that not only your mind is in alignment with it, you want to look at all levels of your energy, right? The gut area could really have to do a lot of things with the root chakra, with the sacral chakra, with your heart, okay? So I've worked with women who wanted to sort of lose weight but they weren't allowing themselves to attract love because actually gaining weight was their defense mechanism to protect themselves. Okay. So they were investing like hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in surgeries, or diets, etc. It wasn't really working. Why? Because they had to work at the level of the cause. See, healing your love life does not just mean healing your relationship with yourself, okay? Especially for us, for everybody, it's like we are relational beings. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. I really received that, and thank you so much for being part of the audience. Please subscribe and just share your comments because it's always nice for me to hear what is resonating with everybody. And what your needs are, because I love to connect. I am a very feminine woman, and I know that I'm just very grateful for you for being here, for sharing like that this is actually working for them, really connecting with you. So thank you so much for sharing that, Arlene, if I'm saying it correctly. So the thing here is, it's very interesting. Healing your love life does not just mean healing your relationship with yourself, okay? A lot of people focus on healing themselves, but they have so much fear to actually other people, like addressing other people, inviting other people into their lives because they might have unconscious beliefs that they're going to get hurt or that love is going to be painful. So what their mind in survival says is, I gotta keep in control. I gotta be in control. So what they do is that even inside of a relationship, they're holding very tightly to themselves and they're seeking to be in control with a partner. Now, the need to be control for women more than anything, especially in a relationship, is rooted in fear. And if you even if as a man, if you're looking to control your partner, it's fear too. So we don't want to live in fear inside of relationships. We want to live from our authentic truth and be embraced and loved for who we really are. And there is a path for you to have that. And it starts with you trusting yourself and healing whatever is necessary for you to go there. You can shout from the rooftops about love isn't working for me. Men are not showing up this way. Women are not showing up this way. And if you are in that state for years or months, you're not getting a different result. It's not the man, honestly. It's somewhere in your energy. You are so powerful that you are keeping that love away, okay? And you might not know how to address it, and that is okay. There's many layers and levels to your energy and to your being. I just want you to become aware that healing your love life is when you let yourself become more powerful and magnetic in your love life. That does not mean control. It means that you're open, that you're trusting, and that you're working with the universe with intention and clarity to attract the love that you want and you know that you're really worthy of. It's going to work. It's a path of you really truly recognizing your worth and you're deserving of that. You see? But if you are in fear mode, you're not going to want to hear from the universe what it's telling you. You're going to, I've seen people who just try to do one thing, but they're not really open and available to the guidance that the universe is giving them. It's like, maybe they could be saying like, hey, love, you need to do this work. And your own judgment and pain can shut you off from stepping up. So enough about the objections. It's, you want love, right? You want amazing love. You want to be embraced and truly seen for who you really are, right? You want to feel confident in our relationship. You want to be like, no matter what, I got this love thing going on perfectly, right? And you're honest with yourself and you are ready for that. First, what you need to do is to show up for that vision. I've shared this before, but it's actually really necessary for you to, it's really necessary for you to first choose that you're going to have it. You need to make a soul decision of, I want love. You know what? I'm not going to let insecurities of my love life affect me, my health, in my career, in my finances. I don't want to be single forever. I don't want to be alone forever. You got to talk to yourself straight, okay? And then start to connect with the healing benefits of actually doing this work. Is it going to increase your joy? Is it going to increase your happiness? Is it going to increase your health, your well-being, your finances, right? Imagine what would it look like for you if you truly open up. If you were open and in your power, how would that feel like? Yeah, so you're saying, I definitely want love again. So share with me, what kind of love do you want? Now, I'm going to also ask you this. Do you want it or are you committed to have it? You see the difference? You got to know what you want and you got to stand up for yourself and for the vision. I remember going one time to, it was a mass, like I went to the church and the priest was saying something that really hit me. It's like, you can't say that you have love for God if you don't have love for God's people. So I had gotten so to the place of like, I felt disappointed by the people around me, you know? And I was like, wow, I do not want to let my heart grow cold, right? I want love. I want to have love with my family. I want to open up, you know, I want more love in my life, not just, you know, kind of like a small group of people, because my heart wanted more and more love even from my audience. I wanted to share more love with my audience. I was like, how can I let my heart break open? You know, like just open up even more, because it's when my heart is healed and is more open, I can share more with the world. I'm not governed by mistakes that other people did in my life. So that is what I want to bring up for you today. Once you really heal your love life, and for many people, that is actually healing the root. It's healing the cause, okay? Cause and effect. So that can bring in rapid healing and transformation at all levels in your being. How many of you are starting to see that? Probably the struggles that you've had with weight, the struggles that you've had with maybe moving on to your next level in your career or in your finances or in your business, or, you know, having more support in your life. Many of you who are really successful women or men that are, you know, kind of constantly struggling to reach the next level. You want to grow your company. You're successful. It's just, but you don't feel like you can trust the people around you, or you can have a tribe of people that truly nourish you or support you, right? Well, you have the power to create that. And many times it's actually healing at different levels in your being, right? These energies of feeling like you can't trust people, that you can't have things, that you got to be in control, that you got to keep these are actually destructive energies. These are energies, as according to Dr. Hawkins of Power versus Force, these energies do not support life. That's why when you hold these thoughts for a while, you can see like businesses starting to break down, structures of family or different people like not working out, love life not working out, career, finances not fully thriving, right? It maybe requires a lot of effort on your end to keep it. Why? Because these things, these thoughts, they're not adding life. That's why I was carrying these energies in the back of my mind, and then it just became unstable to the point where my body started to break down in that sense, unfortunately. So but I had to have the courage to heal it, and I had to have the willingness to release the thoughts that I had about being right, about not being able to trust more people. You see, it requires your willingness at a soul level to just choose yourself and be like, no matter what, I'm willing to let this go. I'm willing to surrender my fight. I'm willing to have deeper love, right? So that is what I recommend for you. And that is really important. It first starts with your decision, okay? And please recognize that we want to work at this at the level of your mind, your soul, your being, your spirit, okay? I personally tend to work on healing these things, from your chakras, from your soul, from different places, so that you can be in alignment, right? So that even if you say like, I want love, what comes to you, you can be confident and in your power that you're going to attract it, and you're no longer fearful of love. You're open and you're let yourself have what you want, okay? This is really key. So I want to know if anybody has any sorts of questions, because this is a really powerful topic. Earlier today, I did a video on Instagram around this, but for some reason, I wasn't able to transfer it over here. So those of you who want to watch it there, because no information is ever set the same, you can go to my Instagram channel, which is I am Nicole Elissa. So that's NicoleElissa, and I'm going to put the information below. You really want to understand it's a you versus you thing, okay? You need to release the stories that you have around it, the need to be right about why you can't have love, right? The need to stay in the hurt, and do the proactive work, not just on what you think is necessary. For me personally, I've also had to work with the universe, connecting with my angels, universe, just like receiving information. And that's really what helped me to trust. Like there was a moment where I didn't really trust a lot of people, but I regained trust in the universe. I regained trust in my angels, the universe, etc. Because they showed themselves to be trustworthy to me and be like, okay, I can really, really, really trust. Okay. So let me know if you have any comments. Let me know if this is clear. Because I want to really help you and support you. Today, I started missing my ex, but I realized that it's the love that I miss and not the ex. What can I do daily to get more in my feminine and attract my forever mate? Okay. I think you provided a really key observation there where you say it's like, oh, I'm missing the love, but not my ex. Stay with that, okay? So what kind of love do you want, and what makes you go into your masculine in the first place? How do you remain vulnerable when you haven't been able to trust your intuition? Can you give me a specific example? So for example, just to clarify for the people that are here, in these sorts of cases, it's really important to be specific. Why? Because it helps you start to open up. So what I can tell you is, answering both as you give me more detail, it's that you gotta regain your trust in yourself, It's a very intimate thing. And I was sharing this with somebody recently, that we're all very deep people, and then trying to just give you an kind of not a cookie cutter answer, but just like a paragraph, when I would need to know what are the things that make you not fully trust yourself in the first place, that is a thing. So what I recommend the following. You want to how do you remain vulnerable when you haven't been able to trust your intuition? So I'm trying my best to find the answer for this without it's just that I need more info. But let me see. When I'm attracted, okay, romantic love. I didn't even realize that I was in my masculine until about 4 years ago. I've made progress, but I slipped back into the masculine because I'm familiar and comfortable with it. When I'm attracted to men who don't have my best interest in mind, I know I have an abandonment wound from wanting my father's love. Okay. Yeah. So Right. So you see how, and this is really key for everybody, you see how you know that you've been attracted to men who don't have your best interest, right? And you know that there's like an abandonment wound there. So your mind is telling you something, maybe your mind or your heart is telling you something like, hey, love, you shouldn't be liking these guys, but for some reason you're still drawn to them, right? And you can override your intuition. That is actually a clear sign that what is actually needed is healing work, okay? To help you release the stagnant feelings and emotions that you have around the abandonment work. Here's my grip around just doing this on a mental level, right? There's this conversation. I was like, oh, I know I have a healing, like I have an abandonment wound or I have a father wound. I know that I have it. Understand something. Your mind doesn't want you to let go of it. It wants you to try to cope with it. It wants you to try to manage with it, but it wants you to keep on the fear because it's the belief that it has that is what's going to keep you safe. Your mind is just wired to survive, right? So in the survival mind, your mind is only telling you, like, this is how I get love. I have to go for a man that don't have my best interest. This is what I know. It's not safe for me to risk myself to another man because maybe I won't feel like I'm worthy of it, okay? So facing the idea that you might not be worthy of it is too scary for your mind, so it wants to keep you where you are, okay? Doing the release work of releasing the emotions from your body, from your memory, cellular memory, from your chakras, all of that stuff is going to help you disassociate from those points of views, and you're going to be like, wow, actually, I know that I deserve more, but, and I'm also willing to step up. And you're also going to lose interest in those men. It's like whatever was there, you're not even going to feel a thing anymore. Why? Because when you're feeling maybe like a strong pull to a guy that you know is not good for you, but like your mind or your heart is telling you that, hey, don't go for that, but you're still going for it. What that actually means is that that energy is coming up, not to overpower you. It's your body and your mind communicating to you. It's like, hey, we want you to release this, okay? So it's your body trying to communicate with you. It's your intuition trying to communicate with you. It's like, you need to release it. So instead of just trying to manage it and try to do daily kind of like action steps to try to shift it, know that your subconscious mind has like a 98% or 90% at least power over your choices and your decisions, right? It's like, you need to do something different, but your emotions are kind of like overriding you and they're taking you to do things that you don't want to do, okay? So they have power. And just trying to maybe like repeat an affirmation is not clicking because you're trying to do that change just at the conscious mind, which only has a 10% or 5% power on your choices. Is that making sense to you? It's like, that's why you're kind of just trying to manage. But what you actually like, what would be really beneficial for you is to release it at the level of an emotional level, the subconscious, the unconscious, where you're holding on to a lot of emotional stuff, and from your chakras, from your body, from cellular memory, etc. Because that way, those ideas will not have the same level of power over you. Now, once you release those memories and those emotions, they actually have a mass, they have weight, and they're taking up the space of you actually thinking clearly and opening up the space for you to desire something different and to have the space to attract something different in your life, right? Let me know if that is clicking. Hopefully, like it's clicking, because these things have a weight and a mass, right? That's why when you're holding on to survival energy, you might gain weight, you might have like inflammation stuff, or you don't have like the space to attract something different or to even think something different because the mind is still in survival. Like, and what would that survival be in particular? It's like the abandonment thing. It's like, if I don't do this, I'm going to be abandoned, right? And my heart goes out to you because I understand what that is, right? So there's like old like Latin feelings and emotions of like, what do I need to get love? What do I need to do to not be abandoned? I might not be abandoned by this guy. Let me try to prove my worth to him. But in reality, it's kind of like a Latin like feeling and emotion that you had in the past of like your dad, right? So then you see how you're repeating cycles because you haven't been able to heal that cycle in the first place. You are aware of it. Your mind might have you be like, yeah, I know it. I have it. That's one of the funniest things that the mind does. It will tell you, I have it. Oh, yes, I have it. I can only manage it, right? But that's not the truth. Why? Because you're not just your mind. You are an epic soul that has the power to release that and to not just be like these thoughts. The mind is trying to keep you, I want to say this word, it wants to keep you small, like, I don't know. I don't have the power to fully release this. I'm not calling you small. I'm saying the mind wants you to think that you're just the mind, that you're just the personality, the person. But you as a soul have the power to change it. And that is what I teach to a lot of my clients in general. And that's why I've been able to really tap into my power and attract things like that, because I do not like rules. Like I just want to be big and powerful because it's just who I am. And so is everybody else. And not just be defined by social, cultural thinking that says I can't change it in many ways, And for every person is different, like I'm not disrespecting, like people's processes and where they are in life or, conditions, etc. It's just saying, first choose to heal it, and then you will be guided to the right paths to heal it and how to transform your life around it. Okay. There's always an answer of the highest good that could really help you move forward to where you want to go. So let me see. Reading your comments. So yes, it's a draw that I feel, and the healing work I've done kicks in, and I'm loving asking myself what feels good and trying to stay present. I feel the masculine energy pull me to want to win this person instead of being and feeling and receiving. So you've done healing work around it now. If you're still feeling the pull, there is something left that needs to be released. Because the healing work is not just healing and releasing it, but it's also helping you integrate like the type of self-love that is necessary. Maybe in your case, it's around feminine energy, right? And how to really fully be integrated in the self-worth, etc. Let me know if that makes sense, okay? Because sometimes we can, like I said, I've been doing this work for years. Now, it doesn't take my clients years to get it there. Actually having somebody to be there with them helps them accelerate it. And a lot of my clients meet their partner and shift their programs like in 8 months, or tops around like a year and a half, or even less. I've attracted a lot of clients who attract their man in their relationship, and they show up in a different way, like 4 months, 5, 6 months in, okay? It's just everybody is different. And one of the things that I've seen is to release the resistance. And to just show up for the entire work, because once you get there, it's like, 1 year, 4 months, 8 months, 6 months, versus 10 years, 20 years, 50 years with something, right? Does that make sense? On the 4-month plan. Yeah, I do have a 4-month program. I'm really curious why you mentioned 4-month plan. That's interesting. So yeah, it's like you got to be there. For me, I did go through some pretty traumatic stuff, even when the disruption when my dad died. And that was a moment where I just had to heal. But here's the thing. If you should just show up with an open heart for your process, you're going to see that healing your love life is going to heal all other areas of your life. And it's going to help you discover your power to an even bigger level. Okay? So let me see, because I know that another person here said something that I feel like is different. So what do I do? So you were saying love. Today I started missing my ex, but I realized that that's the love that I miss and not the ex. What can I do to get more of my feminine and attract my forever mate? I made progress, but I slipped back into the masculine so when you say you slip back into the masculine, what do you mean by that? So here's the thing, ladies. If you are slipping back into the feminine, into the masculine, it means, number one, there's a need for healing these things. So that healing means a release of these patterns and energies and choices that you're making at a cellular level, at an emotional level, on an internal level. It's not complicated. It's just, and you don't have to figure it out by yourself. It's just I've tried to do work by myself, but it doesn't work that way. It's always when I'm working with somebody that I really trust that I can move forward, right? So if you are slipping back, that means number one, healing work, releasing it, right? And two, there needs to be a really deep integrational piece of embodying the self-worth. Many of the women who say that they're in their masculine, what they mean is that they don't know how to receive, right? They don't feel comfortable receiving. They feel like they have to get things done by hard work, right? By pushing forward. So staying in your feminine, first of all, means healing your relationship with the idea of the hard work, of pushing forward, the belief of you're not going to get it, right? You're not going to get the love, etc. You want to heal your specific beliefs about it, your specific beliefs. You want to heal them and you want to release them. Everybody's a little bit different, but there is a structure to the beliefs that we have. So when I heal those specific beliefs, and then you want to spend working with somebody the time where you are integrating your new beliefs and letting them really sink in and learning how to attract and be in your power in the other energy. So it's going to require change and it's going to require transformation. So let's see, somebody saying here is, I'm probably trying to rush it because of a ticking clock. Okay, I'm 37. My therapist says that integrating my anger will allow me to release my shame and allow myself to be fully seen. I've always thought anger or standing up for myself was bad. Yeah, so don't make yourself wrong when you're saying that you have a ticking clock and then you're 37. We could always talk, love. I will send a link for you to set it up, and if you wanted to work together, like I can help you. I want to know something because you guys are here, and I want to know if this is really resonating. It would be really great to have your feedback. When I mentioned to you healing work, how does that sound to you, and what do you feel that healing work exactly is? Because I'm hearing you say, my therapist says integrating my anger will allow me to release my shame and allow myself to be fully seen. Okay. Yeah. Do any of you feel like you're kind of like an inner battle about the choices that you need to make? Do any of you feel like you need to kind of do it alone? Or do you ever feel like stressed out or overwhelmed and you don't know how to do things when I mention these things about work? Like, what comes up for you? Like, I would really appreciate your honesty in regards to because I really want to help you. And I want to know if what I'm saying about like healing your body, your heart, releasing these emotions, is it making sense to you? Because I promise you, if you heal that and not just sometimes just talk about things, you will experience immediate change. Why? Because you're opening up. You're truly opening up to receive help from God, the universe, etc. And the universe knows that you want to have maybe like kids at a certain age. Does that make sense? But the idea of trying to do it by yourself, it just creates so much overwhelm, and it reinforces the thoughts of it maybe not working, the feelings of aloneness, the feelings of it being hard. So you want to associate it with the gain. What are you going to gain by actually opening up and letting yourself be supported in regards to this? And letting yourself be supported in regards to this is actually a self-worth conversation. So when I started to allow myself to be supported, I was like, I'm worthy of this. I'm worthy of this. What was I really saying? I'm worthy of the clarity of mind. I'm worthy of not having to do it all by myself, which is the energy of actually being in relationship to others. So let's see. Healing work, addressing things that are preventing you from healing. I'm open to help. I don't feel like I have to do it all by myself. I can tell when I'm open to life and love because fear isn't present. Okay. So what is it that you are actually desiring help on specifically? What is it that you're desiring for help specifically. So for example, if I can share my screen, let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see. I remember, it's funny. I had a client that I just had like 3 sessions with her, and she attracted her man right away, and recently she got married. It depends on the person, but she was actually about to send the guy packing, and she said that she really didn't like him at first, but because she opened up and she let herself trust, things like the universe helped her because it was her time. So meeting my mate so we can share our lives together. And what do you feel like is the obstacle or the thing that's getting in the way of you meeting your mate? I don't see it. Okay. And what makes you doubt that you're safe to do that? So you don't know, and that you don't, and I don't need rescuing. I'm confused with that piece. Can you clarify the piece about not needing rescuing? So if you don't know, that's where actually having a call with me can help me go deeper with you, right? And help you figure it out. Because if you don't know, that probably chances are that it's subconscious. So your subconscious will hide things away from you sometimes, right? And you can be trying to do everything, but it's like, that's why it's important to actually just let it come out, right? Intuition is really important. And I also teach my clients how to really tap into their intuition correctly, so that they trust themselves with the types of guys and mates that they meet. People are encouraging me to move out of my city. So that's the thing. It's like, it's not about what people say. It's about you learning to trust your intuition and your connection with the universe. It's not what people say, it's what, the universe God has to say, right? So somewhere you might be disconnecting from your intuition. And I've worked with people that they disconnect with their intuition because if they really let themselves know the truth about a situation, they start to lie to themselves, right? So they don't want to know fully the truth because they might have beliefs that they will not get what they want. So it's safer for them to kind of be on the hunt or on the look for what they want, but not truly get it. It's a very interesting thing. Every person is different. So I am a very deep person, and I go deep with my clients, very deep. Why? Because I know that that's going to give them, it's going to help them reach the stars. And many of my clients not only meet their man, it's like out of nowhere, they start getting new payment raise or new opportunities in their work, or everything is increasing. Why? Because we actually dare to go deep. And they start to really find their power no matter what. So yeah, I will send you the link. Let me just give you the link right now. I want to know if anybody else has any questions. Ladies, it's just, this is a personal thing. One of my biggest battles is how do I make it, I know my structures and how to help, and I help women basically really step into their power, truly, meaning trusting themselves, know how to truly trust their intuition. I help clients really release emotional weight that is keeping them stuck or overwhelmed, or stuff that is stuck in their subconscious and blocking them. So once we do this work, things start opening up for them. But then I also teach my clients how to receive it, how to keep it, how to feel truly worthy of it, and how to grow it, and how to really create a really rich relationship, okay? It's being in your power and love. There are structures to it. It's not just exercises to do or to write down. Yes, there's stuff in regards to that, but a lot of my work first starts with the healing. And it happens at every layer in your being. Because I remember I had a lot of frustration sometimes when I would go to a healer, and they would be like, oh, the session is done. You don't have to do anything else no more in your life. And I'll be like, but I still feel something, and I had to be kind of inquisitive and keep asking and searching. And then I realized that there were many different layers to my being, right? And I wasn't truly letting go of certain belief systems. So that's why I created programs in my life where, they address your energy at every level. I'm not going to be the person that tell you, like, like after one session, like it's done. That's why it takes months, right? We're looking at the different places, the different stories that you might be holding. And that's why it's so enriching and rewarding, right? It's totally worth it. So I love your videos. I was watching you today, and that's why I felt like I was guided to this live stream. Oh, that's amazing. I'm so grateful that it's connecting with you. It's like, I work with women, and I've been working with men too now. And it's a very interesting thing. It's like we're deep beings. I can't shrink you. Does that make sense? And the work that I do is not just at the level of your, like, the human self, the body. Is about at the level of your soul. Like, you're healing a lot of things, you see? So I want to see how, for example, it's like, it's just not good for you to hold on to these things and to avoid addressing the root situation, the root cause of what is creating pain and separation in your life and confusion. This is affecting how you trust yourself, your intuition. Like, feminine energy is about being, that's just about doing. So we might start with the doing, but you're going to end up with the being, so that you just trust yourself full on. And that's like the vision that I have for the people that I work with in general, and that's why, like, next year I was guided to work really deeply with people. I'm only going to be working with a specific set of people. It's for the people who want to go in, and go in at every level of their being and just heal and transform and open up and just trust themselves, be powerhouses in love. And you have the power. You have the power. You have the support of the universe to get there. It's just that it's really up to us to listen. So I'm really curious to know. For those of you who are interested to know more about my programs that are starting really soon, do set up a session with me. It's an assessment call, and we can talk about it. You do get incredible bonuses by joining in the next couple weeks. And my intention with this call is just to support you, to not be afraid of love, to see what is available for you once you choose yourself and you choose love as well. I am very grateful towards myself for healing no matter what. I am not afraid of people anymore. I'm not afraid of what people say about my power, about what I do, and I'm standing up for myself, So it's just so enriching to just do this work for yourself, and to let yourself really be supported by the universe. You're healing so many things. You're healing things that you can't even imagine by just showing up, and then you're helping a new future, the kids, etc. in the future really truly change, and create a brighter future for everybody involved. I really do believe that it is important, So thank you so much for being here. This is the link for the call for those of you who aren't interested. I do have some spaces available. And I just really enjoyed connecting with you. We do have, it's just such a deep, enriching process. I've seen people who get panic attacks for not like releasing stuff from their heart, I had the whole gut thing, right? It's just, the energy is kind of like cycling in your being over and over again, and you don't know how to release it. So it is really important that you release it, and it doesn't need to reach to a point where it's actually affecting your body, right? Somebody recently told me is that it's only when they're in pain that they actually listen. Why do we do that? Why do we do that, right? Why do you have to watch things crumble before your eyes before you choose to take action for yourself? I would rather be proactive. I've had people tell me, it's like, oh, but you're doing this work and you're young. And I'm like, so? They're like, oh, you can move. I'm like, so what do you mean? I want to live my best life now. Like, what kind of conversation are we having? Like, are you telling me to wait, 20 years to do this work? No, I want to live my best life now, because I've seen a lot of people suffer for not saying yes to themselves. So the sooner we can start, the better, and the better for your life, and the happier you will be, and the happier your children will be. It's like, you get to do this work, not just for yourself, but for others. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me, like in this place, in the darkness and everything. I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really good, not afraid of healing like really core stuff. Even with this whole gut thing, it just feels like I'm starting new. It's like reborn. And I'm grateful for the whole experience, not letting other people's opinions be of me, of what I should be inside of me anymore. It's like I'm creating a new self, like new boundaries. It feels good. And I want everybody to have that, like I want everybody to truly have that, because you really do deserve it, and you deserve to be happy. We get to stop mystifying love and, like making it like a kind of maybe thing. Love is who you are. Of course, you get to have power when it comes to love. And it's because of the lack of knowledge and wisdom that we've had and how to acquire it since we were growing up. And we only learn to react to love is why we have so many like dis-ease or like chaos or situations not working out for us or things that are creating fear and anxiety. Is because we've only been taught how to react to love rather than to create and be in our power and be confident. And love is a spiritual thing, so you just can't understand it at the level of the mind first. And when you learn how to play with the universe, play with spirit in such a way that you open up and you just open up your mind to it, that's when you start to be more of who you truly are, and even embody your feminine to a greater level of wisdom, of clarity and awareness, where nobody can fool you, right? Nobody can fool you, and you're no longer in survival. When you get to start to have a kind of like that spiritual, I want to say mastery, but you know what I'm saying? It's like you get deep understanding of who you really are, is what I mean. You stop operating at the like feminine energy, but like in survival. You move into knowing, into clarity, into awareness, and that's when your relationships actually get really rich and satisfying. Okay, so it's about just opening up also to your spiritual self. And kind of feel weird about saying spiritual mastery, just FYI, but it's more about like opening up and just really understanding who you really are. All right, ladies, so I sent you the link here. If you're interested, I would love to connect with you this week. You're going to get amazing bonuses for joining this week. And it's just going to be an amazing pleasure for me to connect with you, to see where you're at, and actually help you see things differently, identify what's going on. Inside of this Attract Genuine Love assessment call, what we do is that I help you truly start to figure out what's getting in the way for you and what would be the next steps for you to attract the one. It's also going to give you clarity about the type of love that you are committed to attract in your life. And I do recommend that you do this call if love is the most important thing for you and you are clear that love is a priority for you. Love is the most important thing. What good does it do to you to have all the wealth in the world if you don't have the right people to share it with, right? So we need love, right? It's kind of like babies that need to be hugged right when they're born, right? We need each other. Okay, so if you're aware of that and you feel like you're in a space where you can't live without love, like you just want to move forward, but you want to attract the right love, not like have this call from a place of desperation, but truly be like, you know what, I'm not satisfied where I'm at, or you know what, I'm good, but I want more and I'm committed to have more. And this conversation is making me feel like I can trust myself, that I can go places that I've never thought was possible. Then I recommend that you have this call with me, because it's important, like I hope that this call helps you feel powerful. It helps you feel clear. It helps you open up to possibilities. It doesn't bring in fear in you. What I'm saying is I don't want people to go through the things that I went through. I didn't have to fall like that, but it's what happened. And I declare it perfect. And if I could help you, like, just really create from a place of really joyful place and happiness and growth, like that will be my total and absolute pleasure, because I love all of you, and I just want to say, yeah, I love you. It's like I started this work to really help people because I know what is possible, and I would be delighted to help you. Okay, so trust yourself, and let me know if you have any sorts of comments. As soon as this video ends, I will be looking at the comments, and I would love to know from everybody what was valuable about this for you. Please share it with Facebook, with other audiences. Follow me on Instagram. I am Nicole Elissa, NicoleElissa. And you will see another type of video around this, a shorter one. And it's really good to just be in your power and know that I believe in you, right? Like you have immense power, immense power. And this is for the bold people out there because you got this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm really happy to support you. And let me know also in the comments section if you want some clarity in regards to something. Share with me, be candid with me about what's currently going on for you, because the more specific you are, the more I can do videos for you. And if you don't want it to be seen, you can send me an email at Nicole, Nicole, at Nicole Elissa, NicoleElissa.com. And I will address some of your questions here live, and I won't say your name. It's just, I want to be able to help. Please be candid with me, because that's going to give me greater insight on how to support you and help you move forward. Okay? Take care, ladies. It was a great night. Take care, everybody. Bye.